Greetings, this is Alec Butler. In this presentation, I would like to share one experience that I've never even heard of, even when I'm at a library. And this took place at the Warren's Public Library. It seems that every day when we go to work, we never expect anything unusual. But on some days, that is not always the case. The Warren Public Library is located in Warren, Michigan, and it's part of the Civic Center in the city. It also houses a court, and it's a one level library with three rooms: a children's, a teens, and an adults. Two of the rooms, which is the children and the adults, have reference desks, and the reference librarian on duty in the adult section where I observed, his name was Paul. The observation took place on November 8th, 2019, between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Some of the typical duties that a reference librarian does around the library is usually help people both in person or even by email or phone to find one particular product, either a book, a CD, a DVD, an audiobook, or anything else in the library. Other duties include the following. Since this library was a three-room library, some reference librarians usually help directing people to another reference librarian in the building. There's also a task of weeding, which is not only a garden duty, and in library terms, it means that you check out you look over some books, over their condition, and recycle them for a later date. What made this experience much interesting to me was the story that Paul told me, and this was one of the most unusual tasks that I've ever heard from a librarian. According to Paul, he once helped a woman for direction to an urgent care facility when she was having some health problems. The call lasted for 5 to 7 minutes. To me, I never actually expected this kind of thing to happen. And why was it so unusual to me? First of all, it made me learn that a reference librarian does not usually work to help with reference duties all the time. They could also help out in the most unexpected ways. Some of the calls that he gets do not relate to the library. For example, it could be asking for directions, or perhaps knowing if someone is at the library during a meeting. This situation was also an act of cooperation from the librarian of helping one in need that was much more serious than finding a book, and that was certainly something I've never even expected before. What do you expect in the future? As librarians, we never know what we might get when we are at work. From this experience, I will keep this story told by Paul as an important aspect to help those in need, not just for the library, but for also the safety of others as well. As for future reference librarians, we should take from this experience with the following rules. First, you have to know the area around the library, especially in a city or a small town, knowing where every single business or other kind of building is located. And you have to know the directions to the nearest hospital in case emergencies like this ever happen again. And it's also, you have to know the hospital number so that you can call the hospital where this particular individual is and what kind of problem she or he is having. This experience has taught me much about what librarians do, both as expected and sometimes not expected. Due to the size and the area is located, it is recommended that libraries have these kind of expectations when unexpected emergencies come in. I sure hope this this presentation would really help us learn about what we expect and sometimes not expect. This is Alec Butler. Thank you for your time.